welcome. My name is Jocelyn and today we are doing the first palette bingo that I've done in a long time. I think the last one that I did was either back in June or July of last year. So I mentioned in a video earlier this month that I was interested in doing a palette bingo with this palette right here, and here we are doing it. So if you did not know, this is a magnetic palette from Colourpop. This was, I think, a collaboration with Kathleen Lights, and on the inside I have a whole array of beautiful shades. Some of them, I think, on just these last two rows are Colourpop, and then maybe, yeah, there's a couple, if not just one, ABH single shadow, and then I think all of the rest of these are from Sydney Grace. So primarily Sydney Grace in here, and then a few other ones from Colourpop or ABH, but beautiful, beautiful shades. We got lots of greens, lots of blues, some warm tones, some just beautiful, beautiful shades. I thought we would do a palette bingo and try and create something on our eyes today. Again, it's been a while since I've done this. I do have concealer, so if I want to do some kind of cut crease, I can do that. I also have my little dish full of brushes, so I have a variety to choose from. I do need to put some eyeshadow primer on, but I guess we'll wait to do that. So there is 24 shades in this palette. The way I'm gonna do it is start at 1, which is in this corner over here, and then work this way, the same way that you would read. I have Google's random number generator pulled up. We have a minimum of 1, a maximum of 24. So let's get started. 20, 18, 19, 20! Holy moly, wait, is that right? Let me just make sure. Yep. 20 is this shade right here. Oh, this is such a pretty shade. Oh, also, I kind of forgot to mention this. I'm going to be putting the shades in this little palette right here just so I can keep track. So this first shade right here is the shade The Shallows. This is by Sydney Grace. This is one of their pressed pigments. Oh, it's so wow. Okay, let's go ahead and start a swatch. I actually don't know if I've used this on my eyes yet. Oh, this is a beautiful, beautiful shade. All right, so The Shallows is number 1. I'll be choosing between 4 and 5 shades. So this is number 1. So we had 20, now we have 12. All right, so we have 6, 12. Ooh, so our next shade is this one right here. I think this is a Colourpop shade. This is the shade, yeah, Snake Eyes. I've actually used this recently. It's just a nice, we're gonna get like an all shimmer look. Oh no, no, there's lots of matte shades in here. I think we'll be okay. All right, those look really, really pretty together. Oof. Okay, so that is Shallows and Snake Eyes, Colourpop and Sydney Grace. So pretty so far. Okay. Now we have 2. Ooh, okay. Interesting. So 1, 2, I mean, 1 would have fit a little bit better, but we're gonna go with this light blue. This is, ooh, I'm gonna drop it. Perfect Storm. This is just a matte shade by Sydney Grace. So go ahead and give this a swatch. Ooh, very smooth. Build that up a little bit. Okay, okay, so there is Perfect Storm by Sydney Grace. Nice little colorful array of shadows so far. All right, and we'll pick number 4. 18. Oh, interesting. All right, so we have 6, 12, 18 is the last shade in this row. Very interesting. Okay, so this is another Colourpop shadow. This is the shade Get Out. It's another matte shade, which is kind of nice. Definitely an interesting color story here. It's pretty though. Ooh, I'm making a mess. Holy moly. Okay, kind of messed that up right there. Okay, so those are the shades we're working with right now. I don't know if I really want to pull in another one. I think I just want to stick with these 4. Let me look in the palette. Yeah, I think I'm going to just stick with these 4. This is quite an array. We have a good mix of mattes and shimmers. We got 2 of each. And again, we've got a lot going on here. So I think I'm just gonna stick with these 4. I'm gonna go ahead and prime my eyes. I already have my foundation, concealer, powder, and bronzer on. I don't have any blush, highlight, obviously any lipstick. I do have my brows done, but don't have any mascara. That's what's done on my face already. I'm gonna go ahead and zoom you in. In case you're curious, I am using this eyeshadow primer right here. This is the Thank Me Later eyeshadow primer by Elizabeth Mott. I think I got this in a BoxyCharm months and months and months ago. All right, so here is my little palette. I think I'm gonna start with the blue shade. What is this? This is the shade Perfect Storm. I'm gonna put that into the crease. I'm a little worried that the 2 matte shades might meld together in a really gross way. I think I'm gonna wanna put some concealer down to maybe blend the two shimmer shades together on the lid, and then I wanna do Perfect Storm in the crease, and I'm just not sure about the more raspberry color. I don't know how I'm gonna use this. I mean, I could just put it as a liner, but I don't really want to do that. I'm thinking I might try and just put it in the outer corner and deepen the outer corner up with this. It might look cool or it might turn out horrible, but we're gonna see. We're gonna go ahead and give it a go. I'm gonna go in with this Colourpop E2 brush. This is just a fluffy blending brush, and I'm gonna go in with Perfect Storm and start building that into the crease. And I think I'm gonna put concealer down on most of my lid space. Should I have built that blue up a little more? Maybe. The concealer I'm using, by the way, is the Oma Beauty Stay Woke concealer. I haven't ever used it for this purpose, so hopefully it won't just royally mess everything up. Oh, that one went up a little further, didn't it? Whoopsies! Ugh. I looked up and this one transferred a little further up than I was intending it to. Let's see if we can fix that. All right, so next we're gonna just go ahead and go into the green shade. This is again the shade of the Shallows, and I think, well, actually, yeah, you know what I want to do is I want to put the Shallows all over the lid, and then I'm going to end up wanting to put Snake Eyes on the lower lash line combined with the blue shade. That's what I'm going to do. Okay, so first the Shallows all over the eyes. I think I'm going to start with my finger and just see. Oh, yeah, that's looking pretty good. Ooh, holy brightness. All right, let me get a brush. All right, I'm gonna use this little brush right here. This is one of the Sonia Kashuk brushes. There's no number or anything on it, but it's this really flat, small shader brush. And I'm gonna pick up the Shallows and just kinda trace it along this line that I've created with the concealer, and also get that inner corner. Will it transfer further up throughout the day? Probably. And the joys of having hooded eyes. Oh, that's such a pretty shade. Okay, so next, I hope this doesn't just royally mess everything up. I'm gonna go in, I want a smaller, oh, here we go. No. I guess it's gonna have to be this one. So I have this little Morphe E17 brush, and I'm gonna pick up the shade Get Out. This is the burgundy color, and I'm gonna kind of build that into the outer corner. It's kind of muddied together to create a purple color, and I guess I don't hate that. I need a blending brush. Here's one. Just kind of blend that. You know, I don't hate it. Do I love it? No. Do I love this shade? Yes. All right, so I've pretty much done what I want to do on that top part. I am going to add some liner, just because I feel like this is definitely a look that is worthy of some eyeliner. And then I'll come back and do the bottom lash line, which is going to be a little bit different than the top lash line. So give me just a moment. I've done worse. Okay, this is starting to dry up, so this is gonna go into my empties bin, and I'm gonna have to pull out a new one next time I wanna do my eyeliner, but that's good enough. Okay, so on to the lower lash line, where we still need to incorporate the shimmer shade, which I think what I want to do is I think I want to do blue on the lower lash line, and then on this inner corner part is where I want to put Snake Eyes, maybe also in the inner corner. So, but we're going to start with Perfect Storm, which again is the light blue matte shade. You know what, I actually want to go in with this ABH double-ended brush. This came out of one of the palettes, and I'm going to take this flatter side and dip it into that shade. And I really, sorry about the mirror, I really want to kind of pack that blue matte shade down. While we're at it, I'm also going to go back with the brush that I started with, the Colourpop one that I used to blend into my crease. And I'm going to take a little bit of that and just kind of bring back a little bit more of that blue up here that was lost, because I just noticed that it was missing. Okay, good enough. Whew, there's a lot going on. All right, and then we are going to finish up, sort of, with Snake Eyes, and I don't know what I want to use. We're just gonna use that ABH brush again. I'm gonna wipe off all the blue. Okay, so we're gonna go back into that flat side, and I'm gonna pick up the shade Snake Eyes. Again, it is this shade up here, the one that we haven't used yet. And I'm gonna build that right here. I saw Mel Thompson do something like this recently when I was watching one of her tutorials. Is that weird? I'm gonna go ahead and carry that into the inner corner, because I'll probably pop my highlighter shade on top a little bit just to give it a little bit more of a glow, just because this shade is a tiny bit dark. But we'll start off putting it here, and then again we dragged it down the lower lash line. Okay, so this is what it looks like so far. I actually think it looks pretty, but my looks always come together a lot better once I've got lashes, blush, lips, all of that stuff done. So let me finish up the rest of my face, and then I'll come back at you with what it looks like all complete. Okay. All right, and there you have the finished look with the eyeshadow, lips, blush, highlight, all of that jazz, and mascara, of course. I think it turned out pretty good. I maybe would have used maybe these three together, but I really think I would have pulled more for green matte shades to go with this one, and then blue shades to go with this matte blue. But Snake Eyes can kind of go with just a lot of different colors. I usually combine it with more mauvey, or like these two work really well together, these two work okay together. So it's definitely an interesting combination to put on my eyes. I mean, the burgundy raspberry kind of color meshed together to kind of create this more dark purple on my eyes, and I think it definitely could have turned out worse. The green is so pretty. The Sydney Grace like green and blues, I have this one, and then I also, I'm sure you already noticed, in this palette also have these other four down here in this corner. Oop, four. They are so beautiful. Would highly recommend. But yeah, this is what the entire look turned out to be. Again, I think it's pretty good. You'll have to let me know what you think. If you like palette bingos, definitely consider giving this one a thumbs up. And if you decide that you want to join my little YouTube community, consider subscribing. All of those buttons are right down below. And I think that is everything I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.